Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie and today we're gonna go through all of the sock yarn I have in my stash. I am so glad you could join me once again. As I've mentioned before, I'm gonna go through all of the sock yarn that I have, which is quite a lot for me, especially because I'm not a huge sock knitter. If you've been around for a little while, then you will know I have made quite a few pairs of socks in the past, but I never really enjoyed it. I have huge second sock syndrome. I really enjoy making the first sock and then I either start the second one and don't finish it for like 6 to 9 months, somewhere in between that, or I just don't finish them at all. I was going through my stash the other day and I thought, why not make a video where I show you all of the sock yarn that I have and maybe talk about a few plans that I have with it and in general what's going on. So we have a lot to go through. I have it all piled up here beside me, and first of all I'm going to start with the biggest batch that I have, and it is Drops Fable. I have so much of this yarn purely because I bought a lot in all of the different colors, almost all of them that they have. So I'm gonna show you. This is a 75% wool and 25% polyamide yarn in the color 111. This is 117, 107, 103, 110, 112, 102. Let's get the last three. This is 104, 400, just a pure black, and 113. The reason why I have so many different colours is because I really wanted to try some colourwork socks, especially some socks from Stone Knits. She is, to me at least, the queen when it comes to colourwork socks, and she has so many cute and fun patterns. I also have her book, or one of her books, and I just never got round to doing it because colourwork socks intimidate me. I have tried them in the past. It didn't work out fantastically because the floats were either too loose or too tight, so it was pulling and then I couldn't even get it over my foot, and I just didn't enjoy the process in general. So I have all of these like different colours which will eventually become colourwork socks. I've never worked with this yarn before, so I have absolutely no opinion on how it works up, how it wears, but from what I have seen, people really like this yarn as like a standard sock base, so we'll try it eventually. I love West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply. I really like working with this yarn. I have made a different pair of socks, actually. That's the broken into skein. This is the colour OWI, OWI. I have made a pair of socks for my ex-boyfriend in this yarn. I really liked working with it. I think it makes a really fun pattern, and from what I remember, you get stripes out of it, and I love working with stripes because it keeps the sock interesting and I just want to get to the next stripe. So I have 2 more skeins of this yarn. This is called Robin. I love this yarn. I have used the 1 ball of this before because I made my family some family socks. My brother has a pair, my mum has a pair in this yarn, but the toe, the heel and the cuff are all different colours. So my mum's white, my brother's a darkish brown, I believe, and I was gonna make myself one as well in a red, but I was so pressured for time at that Christmas. I think that's 2 years ago now, 2 or 3 years ago, that I just hated every minute of making these socks. That's why I never did mine. So these will be a pair for me eventually. And then I have this in the color gingerbread. I have seen so many pictures of beautiful socks in this yarn, so that's what I'm gonna use for a pair for myself as well. Another full skein that I have is this Marvelie Lana Grossa yarn. This is color number, it's a really long number, 18302985. That's the color number. It looks beautiful. I was gonna make a pair for my now sister-in-law, since my brother married. He got married a few days ago, so she's now my sister-in-law. I was gonna make her a pair, and I will still, maybe this Christmas. And I hope it's really exciting, because I'm not sure if there will be stripes or if it will be too short of a stripe that it looks like splotches of color. I'm not good with estimating how a yarn will knit up, so but I think it's really fun. It's vibrant, it's also quite like feminine, so I thought since she really likes pink, this might be a really nice pair of socks. And then I have these three, which are also not broken into. These are all Tower Bar. I got them last Christmas from my uncle. These are from Shopper. Shopper Wolle is the yarn brand. And I have two of the same colorway. This is called Herbstsonne, so autumn sun if you translate it 1-to-1. And I have, like I said, two of these. I don't think my uncle realized that they are the same color, because he also gave me, or gifted me, a third one, and that one is the color Kleiner Fuchs, which means small fox. And you can see, which I really like, you can see how it's gonna knit up. Like, you can see the fade or what the colors will turn into once you knit it up. And I really like this one. It reminds me very much of the solar system. And because I have two, it is a sock yarn, but because I have two, I was thinking about making something different as well, maybe a cool looking shawl. But then again, I never wear shawls anyways, or just, I don't know, a jumper. Let's see, you get, it is another 75-25 mix. This one's got nylon, biodegradable nylon in it instead of polyamide. And in one ball you get 420 meters. So with this I would have 840, which would technically be enough for a sweater if I held it with another fingering weight yarn. But then again, I also really like the socks. The plan for these, and as you can see, I was just so overwhelmed. I'm always super overwhelmed with socks because I'm so scared of messing them up and putting so much time and energy into them, and then them not fitting properly or not working out like I wanted to. But the Tower Bar Crazy is what this specific yarn is. I really want to make some colorwork socks because I think the fade will look fantastically in the sock. So I was thinking about making a, what's it called, one of those patchworky looking socks, but I think that would look really nice with the fade when you go down the sock. So that's why they're still like this. Right, another one that is also still in its full skein form is this Lang Jawohl Superwash. These are known for having the extra reinforcement thread inside, and it's still inside. I'm not going to take it out, which is really cool. It even says it here on the label. It is 5 grams of reinforcement yarn, 75-25 polyamide mix. You get 210 meters in it, and this is the color 83.0084. It's a really nice burgundy color. Again, I've never worked with this yarn. I haven't worked with it before. I want to make some cabled socks because I love the color, and I think some really nice cables would look great in this color. So that will be that. And then I have Lana Grossa Meilenweit again, but this is like the really small version. It is an 80-20 mix, and you get 210 meters in this ball. This is the first sock yarn I ever bought. I have some leftovers, and Lana Grossa is also like the most commercial yarn you can get, even in a not a yarn store, yarn shop. So you can kind of get this anywhere in a craft shop. And this is a full skein in the color 1323, and like I said, I have a few leftovers. This is the only full one that I have, but I have another skein. It's just the same color, it's also the red. And then these two beauties, this is the standard white, and this is like the beigey grey brown that I mentioned before. This is color 1305, and these are the leftovers from the socks I made for my family with this yarn. So my mum's got this one in white, and then my brother's got this one in brown, which I think is really nice. I need to get more of this because it's really cheap, basic yarn. I like the feel of it. It's not as rustic as maybe the West Yorkshire Spinners. It's a bit rounder, and you get quite a good colour selection with Lana Grossa Meilenweit. In this yarn I also have a grey. I have used this before, as you can see by it not being super neat anymore. This is colour 1102. It's just a really nice light grey, and I made some reindeer socks with these colours, so the red, the white, the brown and the grey, and then I hated the outcome. I didn't want to make the second sock, so I donated / binned the first sock because I just didn't want to have it in my stash or in my vicinity anymore. So that's the tragic story of that yarn. Ferner Wolle is an Austrian yarn brand. It is the most local yarn brand you can kind of get in Austria because we're not a huge sheep and wool country. They have some really cool Christmas socks, or like Christmas edition socks, sock yarn. So I have made a pair, which I don't have right now, the leftovers. Oh no, they're here. This is the second one. These are two different colorways. I made a pair before. This is the leftovers that I have, and these are really cool. I made one for myself. They don't fit perfectly, but they fit good enough that I will still use them. It is a 75-25 blend, and you get 450 meters in one ball, which is great. And it's also more so a DK weight, which I didn't know, and I've always used the fingering weight needle size to work with this yarn, which I then realized obviously it doesn't fit properly, so I sized up. And I have so much left with this one, but because I already have a pair in this yarn, the wear isn't great, I have to say, sadly. They look really scruffy. I loved working with it, again, because of the stripes, because of how it worked up, the feel of the yarn in my hands. I'm not sure if it's DK weight socks in general or if it's just this yarn, but they look really, really scruffy after a few wears, as if it's kind of felting without it actually felting. So they don't look great, so I'm really hesitant to use up this yarn for gift knits and rather just knit socks myself for myself, because I'm not bothered if they don't look great. It's a functional piece to me. But yeah, don't know if I will get this yarn again. Maybe Marvelie's got some different sock yarn I could try before I give the full-on verdict if I will ever get back to this yarn. But I have so many other different brands and colorways I want to try. I'm not sure if I will do that in the future. Right, and then a few scraps that I have from is like leftovers from socks I have already made, gifted, or are floating around in my home. This is the first one. This is a really cool blend because it's got viscose in it. It's also a summer yarn. I can't even remember what it is. Oh, it's also Marvelie Lungauer Socken. It's called. It's 57% wool, 25% cotton, and 19% polyamide recycled. I don't wear these a lot. The colorway is great. I love how it looks and how they've knitted up. But again, the wear isn't great. They're very slippery. They're very they stretch out a lot, and I don't know what from. It might be due to the cotton, it might be because I've knitted them too long. I don't know. I generally knit my socks the same length for all of them because I already know what my foot size is. So I don't know what it is with this one. Then I have this is Schachenmeier Regia in the color Fjords and something else. My mum, in my very first year of knitting, my mum gifted me some handmade socks that she made herself. She's not a knitter by any means, so it was a very special gift because she took the time to actually kind of learn it through my grandma. And that's just the leftover yarn which I asked her if I could have. I've made a pair for a friend of my brother's, and that's that leftover, and then this is just a normal cake, I think, full one potentially. I don't know, just some leftovers. And the same is with this one. This is a new yarn brand I tried. It is called Online. This is the label. Line 3 in this really cool tweed. It is a dark blue with some really cool speckles, red, yellow, some green I think eventually as well. And this is a 70-25% blend plus an extra 5% viscose, which is why I wanted to try this yarn. I made a pair for my boyfriend, and he's got such big feet that this is all I have left of the whole ball. So you get 400 meters in one, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check again. This is color number 807. What did you get? Yeah, 420 meters. And this is all I have left. So now I know whenever I want to make my boyfriend a pair of socks, I need to get a full ball. I cannot use up any scraps. I mean, I can if I would like use a lot of scraps to get the correct foot length. But yeah. And then some more. I love working with this yarn. This was so fun. I love the colorway. I need to get more of this when I order some yarn next time. Need to get some more, because this is the Aloe Sock Wool by Hirtegarn. This is what the label looks like. Aloe Sock. This is colour number 10. You get a 75-25 polyamide blend, and 420 as well. This was so much fun. I need to make another pair, probably to gift to someone. But yeah, it's got some nice blues. It's a stripy yarn, so you get thick like columns of this really lovely beige before it then goes into the blue, and then you have some speckled like blue and white bits, if you can see here. This one is also a really fun one. I have finished that pair maybe this year. It could have been last year, I can't remember. I know I started it last year. This is Lana Grossa Meilenweit Monte, because it's got aloe vera in it. It's a really cool and interesting yarn. I loved the colorway. This is color 7021. And these are my Valentine socks, or at least I call them that, because I bought the yarn around Valentine's Day, and I just really loved the nice light pinks to darker purples with the white combined. This is my favorite pair of socks that I've made, also because I have made it in a rib pattern, so the fit is just fantastic. I've always had troubles with the leg being too big after the cuff and it not fitting perfectly, but I haven't had any issues with this, and that is my like standard go-to sock knitting pattern that I use. It's just putting in some rib, even though I don't love working in rib, but the fit just makes it so much better, so I have to suffer for that amount of time. And then the last sock left over that I have is, I believe it's also Lana Grossa. It's not Meilenweit because it's got some soy content in it. It is also a really fun pair because it's got this really lovely yellow in it. Remember, I really liked working with the yarn. I can't say anything about the wear since I don't have them anymore. I gifted them, so I will have to make another pair with the leftovers and see if I would get this yarn again, because this is also a commercial yarn you can just get in any craft store here in Austria, or almost any. And yeah, so I have a lot of broken into skeins, a lot of leftovers, but also quite a few full skeins, and then really want to reduce the amount that I have. Some special yarn I'm not gonna touch is these two hanks of hand-dyed sock yarn. This is super special to me. It is the Circus Tonic handmade in the Jubilee sock. It is a fingering weight yarn, 75% superwash, 25% nylon. This is the colorway Alios. I think that's how you say it, I have no idea. It is so beautiful. I bought this yarn when I was in England. I can't quite remember which shop it was. It could have been either in London itself or in Cambridge. I can't quite remember on the top of my head. I have a feeling it was in London itself, but again, I could be wrong on that. This yarn I bought when I was in England by myself. That was my first ever solo trip, and that's why I'm unwilling to touch this in any way, so it's just hanging on my pegboard. And then I bought this only recently. This is the Cupid Knits hand-dyed yarn in the sock set color Be Mine. It's really beautiful. I think it's going to be kind of stripy. I really like the way it looks. I won't use this anytime soon again. I have quite a few hand-dyed yarns in my stash, but they are just too nice to look at for me to use, which is ironic because even with this one, like, the yarn itself makes it special, and the project then therefore is also a special thing to me. So it's kind of silly to wait and keep collecting these, but I'm not ready. I'm just not. Right, so that is all of the sock yarn to my knowledge that I have in my stash. I want to reduce it, especially because I'm not a huge sock knitter. I only make 1 to 2 pairs a year, so I will be sorted for a really long time, and I need to use up all this beautiful yarn. That's just the way it is, especially with the broken into skeins, and make some really fun, even scrappy socks will be fine. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Leave a like and subscribe if you wanted to see more of me. It would make me really happy and help me out. Leave a comment down below if you have a bigger sock yarn stash, if you have used any of the brands that I have mentioned before and would like to share your opinion on it or your experience with it. And yeah, happy knitting, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!